Hello my friends, welcome back to another Vinyasa practice. I wanted to share a story with you before we started to move, which has to do with our theme today, which is our interconnectedness with the world around us, in particular with nature. It was my partner and I's 4-year anniversary about a month or two ago, and to celebrate we went to a little tiny home kind of in the middle of nowhere. We were in a paddock of sheep, which was really cool, but we were right next to a river. There was no service, you couldn't really hear any noise apart from what was going on in your area. And it was such a beautiful weekend to not only to disconnect, but also to reconnect. In yoga philosophy, there's a belief that we all have spirits or energies that's kind of beyond our body and our mind. And it's the belief that it's not just humans, but animals and other forms of nature, trees, they all have energies and spirits. And the idea that we are all one. We're all interconnected, and when we can see that, we are much more likely to treat each other with kindness and care rather than violence, which is a big component of yoga philosophy, ahimsa, non-violence. So physically today we're going to be working into tree pose, Vrikshasana, and some variations of it. We're going to be opening the hips. We're also going to be bringing some strength into kind of the upper body with some side planks. The pace of the class is going to be a little bit slower, but we're definitely still going to be building a little bit of strength in some standing sequences. We're going to begin on our backs. When you're ready, let's start to roll ourselves down. The first part is going to be pretty slow. Once you get down, we're going to find tree pose. Draw your right foot towards the inside of the left thigh. Hands wherever feels comfortable. Maybe that's by the side, maybe that's hands on the body, maybe it's arms over the head. And start to take a couple of slower breaths, slower, deeper breaths. Breathing into the belly, that's our diaphragm, moving, expanding. Breathing into our ribs, letting it expand side to side and front and back. Chest lifting high. And as we exhale, let's release all the air out of our lungs. Get heavy through the body. We want to get weighty through our hips. Notice what sensations you can experience with this right leg bending. Maybe it's really subtle, maybe it might feel more intense. But just breathing into wherever you are, into the present moment, letting your body not only arrive, but also the mind, the heart, and the spirit. And let's just take another 2 breaths in this position. And start to slide the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Bend the left knee, take the left foot behind the glutes. Now you might stay exactly where you are, kind of in this reclined pigeon pose, Kaputtanasana. You could take your hands kind of through that little hole to wrap around your left thigh, pulling your legs a little closer towards you. If it feels good, you could rock from side to side. You might feel this a little bit more through the glutes, our abductors. Right elbow could press on the inside of the leg to wind the right knee out more. Let's take one more breath. Let's swap it out to the other side. Right foot extends out long. Left foot comes into the right inner thigh. Let the left knee drop wide. A little tuck of the chin. Reducing any effort that we might be experiencing in this asana and aiming to find a place of ease where we surrender our weight, our energy. Tapping into that cycle of the breath. Two more breaths here. Slide the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Bend the right knee until the foot comes behind the glutes. And you might stay here. You could reach the hands between your legs, holding onto the right thigh. If you're feeling super open at the moment, you could reach behind towards the right shin. Take a little rock from side to side. Left elbow might press onto the inside of the left thigh to pull the left knee away. One more breath here. Unwind the legs. Draw both knees up into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Hands come behind the back of the thighs. Rock and roll up and down the spine a couple of times. These could be small, these could be big, whatever feels good for you. Eventually we'll make our way into a high plank. So you might cross over the feet and step your way back, and we'll just bring the knees down. Options here, you can always be in tabletop. That's going to give you a little bit more support. You could walk the knees a little further away to make this a bit more active through the shoulders and the core. Fingertips could stay forward, or you can turn the fingertips towards the sides. Spread the fingertips wide. Either stay here or shift from side to side. Bring some more weight into the wrists, into the upper body. At any point, if this becomes, quite intense for the wrist, you could turn the fingertips forward. Let's go one more shift each side. Come back through center. Flip the hands, turn them forward. Right toes are going to turn to the right. Extend your left foot to the back of the mat. Open it into a modified side plank. Little lift of the hips here. Squeeze the glutes slightly, and you want to tuck the ribs towards the hips. We're strong through the core. Take another deep breath in. You might even look up to your left thumb. As we exhale, let's bring the left hand down and turn that to the other side. Left toes turn to the left. Right foot to the back of the mat. Lift your right hand high. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Left hand underneath the shoulder. Take another deep breath in. As we exhale, right hand comes down to the ground. Inhale, push your way. You might shift your weight forward a little bit more. As we exhale, chaturanga, tuck the elbows in by the ribs, come down onto your belly. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Inhale as you open through the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, engage the glutes. As we exhale, come down, push up onto your knees, child's pose. Hips back towards the heels, arms reaching forward. Let's take one more breath here. Knowing that you can come back to this position at any point in the class. If you're feeling like a little bit of a slower, more grounded energy today, then you might drop here a few times. Use your next breath in. Let's roll forward. Plant into the hands. As we exhale, tuck onto the toes. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. You might pedal out through the feet here, dropping one heel down. Dropping through the other heel. Lifting high onto the toes. Maybe moving the hips around a little bit. Moving the shoulders around. And then finding a moment of stillness. Dropping the heels in the direction of the ground. Pushing through the hands to lengthen through the arms. It's also going to help lift the hips a little higher. Use your next breath in to walk your feet up towards your hands. You might land your feet hip width distance here, or you can bring the pig toes together, heels slightly apart. As we exhale, let's fold forward into Uttanasana. Little tuck of the chin in towards the chest, and if there's any variation of forward fold you'd like to take here, go for it. That could be hands behind the back of the legs. Could be ragdoll, clasping the opposite elbows, letting the forearms dangle down. What I'd encourage you to do is bend your knees as much as you need to allow for your chest to kind of drop onto your legs. Bring the hands up to the shins. Inhale as you lift halfway, so the shoulders come in line with the hips. Long spine. As we exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Lift all the way up through standing. Take a deep breath in as you lift the arms up and over the head, Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands pose. As we exhale, Tadasana, hands by the sides. A little engagement through the glutes. Long spine, shoulders roll back and down, palms facing forward. We're going to roll through about 3 rounds of a relatively simple sequence, similar to our Surya Namaskar A, but just a bit added on. Let's find Utkatasana. Breathe in as you bend your knees, hips go back, lift your arms up. As we exhale, let's hold. You're thinking hips back, weight back in the heels, a little brace through the core. Breathe in as you bring your hands towards heart center. As we exhale, hook your left elbow over your right thigh, push through the leg, twist the chest to the right. Inhale, lift your arms back up, but stay low in the legs. As we exhale, twist to the left, right elbow comes to the outside of the thigh. If the elbow doesn't quite get there, you could also use your arms. Inhale, lift the arms. As we exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Little tuck in of the chin, upper body relaxed. Inhale as you lift halfway, hands come to the shins. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. As you exhale, hands down, step back into your plank position. We'll all bring the knees down for this one. Just like we did before, breathe in as you turn your right toes to the side, left foot to the back. Exhale, hold, modified side plank. Either stay here or you can bend your left knee, take it wide, left hand comes around the top of the shin, and you're kind of pulling your left knee up towards the ribs. Shoulders roll back. Look down to the ground, breathe in, left hand comes down, replace the left knee. As you exhale, open to modified side plank on the other side. Maybe you stay with the right foot down or bend the right knee, right hand comes around to the front and you're trying to draw it wide. Lift the hips up, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Look down to the ground, breathe and place the right hand down, either knees or toes. Exhale, Chaturanga. Elbows come in, maybe halfway. Breathe in, opening for Cobra. If you want to define upward facing dog, feel free to. As we exhale it, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's take about 3 breaths at the back. Use your next breath in, make your way to the top of the mat. Let's come straight into halfway lift. Hands to shins, lift up. As we exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Lift all the way to standing. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, hands by the sides. Round number 2. Breathe in, bend your knees, arms lift, hips back. As we exhale, hands through heart center, turn to the left this time. Hook the right elbow. Right hip pulls back. Inhale, stay low, lift the arms. As we exhale, twist to the inhale, lift the arms. As we exhale, fold forward. Long breaths here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, step back into your plank position. We're going to do the same thing, option with the knees off the ground this time. Breathe in, either modified side plank or drop the heels to the side, lift your left hand up. Exhale to hold. Maybe you stay here, or if you wanted the challenge, left knee lifts, left hand comes around the front. Keep lifting your hips up as high as you can. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. One more breath. Come down to the ground. Left hand touches down. Breathe in, open to the right. Vashisthasana, side plank. Exhale, hold. Maybe you stay here, or right knee lifts up again. Right hand comes to the front. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Good for challenge, for balance, core strength. Look down, breathe in. Right hand comes down, high plank. As we exhale, your Vinyasa. So if you would like to skip it out, have some more time at the back, go for it. Reconnecting with the breath. Start to bend your knees, look forward, breathe in as you walk or hop towards the top of the mat. Adho Uttanasana, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Lift your arms, inhale. Exhale, hands by the sides. All right, one more time. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Just Utkatasana through the center. Inhale as you lift the arms. As you exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back into our plank position. Exactly the same thing on this side, maybe knee down or heels drop to the right. Inhale as you lift your left hand high. Hold here, exhale. Left knee could pick up if you would like, inhale. Exhale, hold. Left hand comes down to the ground, breathe in, open to the right. Exhale, hold. Stay here or right knee lifts, inhale. Exhale. Hands come down, breathe in. Exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, send it back. Maybe child's pose or down dog. We have done spent a lot of time on our wrists, so if you wanted to come down, take weight out, child's pose is a great option. From here, we're going to move into one more sequence. We're going to repeat it twice each side, playing with a little bit more standing balance. Come to down dog when you're ready. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Inhale as you shift your weight back. Exhale to fold. We're going to rise up to standing. Breathe in. Lift your right knee high, stork pose. As we exhale, find tree pose, Vrikshasana. Right foot might be down on your ankle or your shin. You might grab your right hand around the ankle, bringing up to your left inner thigh. You want to think about squeezing your legs towards each other, engaging the glutes to help draw the right knee back. Hands wherever feels comfortable. Eye gaze on one point, that is it, moving. Feeling into the groundedness of this posture. One more breath. Start to bend your left knee. You might need to use your right hand here. Grab the right hand around your right ankle, pick it up and slide it on top of the left thigh. Sink your hips back, hands come to the chest. You're thinking right knee in the direction of the ground, and at any point, release the right toes in front of the ankle for more support. Let's go one more breath here. Unwind the legs, standing splits. Breathe in, right toes sweep high. Exhale to hold. You might just have the fingertips down on the ground here. Sometimes I like to bring my left hand around the left calf to try to get my right foot a little higher, my chest a little closer to the leg. One more breath. Walk your hands out into a plank position. Keep the right leg off the ground, but bring your left knee down to the ground. Breathe in, shift your weight forward. As we exhale, chaturanga, tuck the elbows in, hold here. We're going to push back into high plank. Breathe in, lift up, tuck left toes. As you exhale, three-legged dog, right toes sweep high. Push through the hands, draw the chest back. Take another deep breath in. Start to roll forward, right knee towards the left elbow. As you exhale, either step your right foot out, open your left hand high, or you can have your right knee down, modified side plank. One more breath here. Can you lift your hips a little higher? Lower your hips in the direction of the ground. Keep your legs roughly where they are, body facing towards the back kind of corner of our mat. Right foot. Connect it to your left inner thigh. Turn your chest towards your right knee. Left hand comes down the left leg. Breathe in as you lift your right hand high. As we exhale, side bend. Parivrita Janushasana. We're thinking right shoulder back, left shoulder underneath, lifting tall through the spine. Relax the jaw. Let's go one more breath. Come back through center. Right hand plants to the front. Can you imagine Wild Thing in this pose? Breathe in as you push up onto your right knee, left toes come down. As you exhale, push your hips forward slightly, left hand reaches to the front. Engage the glutes. You might feel comfortable opening your chest and the heart towards the sky. Look down to the ground. Place the left hand down, tuck onto left toes. Breathe in, step your right knee back, right foot back. As we exhale, flow through your vinyasa if you would like it, or skip it out. Coming back into downward facing dog. Okay, let's find that on the other side. Inhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. Exhale, fold forward. Roll yourself up to standing. Inhale as you lift your left knee high. As you exhale, Vrikshasana cheese pose? Tree pose. Maybe left hand comes around the ankle, pressing it into the thigh. Maybe lower, maybe higher on the legs. Try not to press on the knee joint if you can. Just makes it a little bit niggly. Don't want to put excessive pressure on joints if possible. Shoulders down the back, little engagement through the glutes. Feel your heel root down towards the ground, but also lift up through kind of your leg, the core. One more breath. Start to bend the right knee. Maybe using your hand, taking your left ankle on cross to the right thigh. Sink your hips back. Hands come to the chest. One more breath. And if we fall out of this pose, that's totally cool as well. We're playing with balance here. Balance is not just about staying upright, it's also about falling over and having fun. Unwind the legs, standing splits. Breathe in, sweep the left toes high, fingertips to the ground. Exhale to hold. Right hand could come behind the back of the right calf. Pulling your chest a little bit closer to the thigh. Release the hand, walk yourself out into your plank position. Right knee comes down, but the left toes stay lifted. Breathe in, shift your weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga, tuck the elbows in, strong core. We press back up, breathe in, tuck onto the right toes. Exhale, lift the right knee, three-legged dog, left toes sweep high. Breathe in here, start to roll forward, left knee to the right elbow. As you exhale, either step the left foot to the side as you open your arms up wide, or left knee can come down into your modified side plank. I believe this pose is called broken triangle or fallen star. It has lots of mixed names. Lower your hips down to the ground. Keep your body kind of facing where it is. Left foot, bring it to your right inner thigh. Turn the chest to the left. Right hand walks down the right leg. Inhale as you lift your left hand high. And then as we exhale, let's side bend. If the right elbow felt comfortable bending, bringing it in front of the right thigh, you might choose to do that as well. Inhale, roll yourself up, left hand plants down. As we exhale, lift your hips. Okay, so you're pushing your hips forward, opening the chest, imagining Wild Thing, so it's a little bit more of a back bended shape. Look down to the ground. Right hand comes down, tuck onto right toes. Breathe in, step your left foot back. As we exhale, flow through your vinyasa if you want, or skip it out. Connecting breath with movement. One more time with that sequence, pretty much the same, ever so slight variations for poses along the way. Use your next breath in, walk your hands back. Exhale to fold. Lift your arms up, breathe in, right knee lifts. As we exhale, Vrikshasana, tree pose. Keeping this one simple. Find your position. And connect to the breath, your vitality, your prana, your life force. Start to bend the left knee. Maybe use the hands, slide the right ankle over the left thigh. Hips sink back, hands come to the chest. You might stay here. If you felt like a little bit more, we start to twist to the left, aiming to hook either the right forearm or, if you can, the right elbow on the inside arch of the right foot. Okay, imagine your prayer twist here. Pushing the right elbow into the foot to turn the chest towards the left. I find this one super challenging. Let's go one more breath. Bring fingertips towards the ground, standing splits, unwind the legs. Inhale, right toes sweep high. Exhale to hold. Maybe the left hand comes behind the back of the leg. Walk yourself out into your plank position. Remember, left knee can be down here if you want the challenge. Left knee stays off. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. We press back to high plank on your inhale. As we exhale, three-legged dog. Right toes lift high. Breathe in, shift your weight forward. Right knee to the left elbow. Cross it under the body. As you exhale, maybe stepping it out, maybe lowering the right knee down, left hand reaches high. Lower your hips to the ground, just like we did before. Right foot to the inner thigh. One more option I will offer is kind of lifting the right foot off, kind of rocking it around a little bit, and then aiming to bring the right foot towards the left hip crease. From this position, you might be able to get your right hand around towards your right big toe as we lean over. Breathe in, lift tall. As we exhale, side bend. One more breath. Unwind, step the right foot down. If you had it lifted, plant the right hand. Inhale as you lift your hips up high, modified wild thing. Exhale, hold. Two options for where we go next. Firstly, coming back into our modified side plank, so you'll move your right knee back in. If you wanted to, you could find your full side plank. One final option is finding tree pose here. Your left foot will come up, use your hand, connect it to the right inner thigh. This is super challenging. Lift your hips up. Okay, squeeze the glutes. Woo-hoo-hoo. Falling over. Okay, wherever you are, come back to plank. If you'd like to rest, go straight there. Otherwise, Vinyasa. Okay, one more time, my friends. Use your next breath in, walk your hands back to your feet. Exhale to fold. Lift all the way up, left knee lifts. As we exhale, Vrikshasana, tree pose. Left foot, bring it towards your right inner thigh. I mean, even better if you can do this class out in nature. At the moment I'm standing on a beach in Auckland called Piha. It's quite famous, but it's beautiful, warm. One more breath. Right knee is going to bend, left ankle, cross it over the right thigh. Send your hips back. The lower you get with your hips, the easier the twist becomes. Hands come through the chest. Maybe you stay here if you wanted to. Turn the chest towards the right. Maybe the left forearm. Maybe it's the left elbow that hooks into the inside of the the left foot. Keep your eye gaze steady. Deep breaths into the back of the ribs. Lengthen the spine. One more breath. Unwind the legs, standing splits. Breathe in, sweep the left toes high. Hold here. Maybe the right hand comes behind. Draw your left foot up a little higher if you can. Use your next breath in, walk your hands out, come into your plank position. Remember, right knee can be down or lifted. Hold here. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, press back up as we exhale, three-legged dog. Almost there. Breathe in, roll forward, left knee to the right elbow. As you exhale, step the left foot out, lower the right heel down, lift the hips up high. One more breath. Lower your hips down to the ground. Left foot, remember, either to the inner of the right thigh, or if you wanted to, lift it up. Little kind of shake around. Bring the left ankle up and over to the right hip crease. You might aim to get the left hand around towards the left big toe. Inhale, lift tall. As we exhale, side bend. Left shoulder back, right shoulder underneath. Eye gaze lifts if possible, or just like the slightest lift of the chin. Start to unwind. Left foot comes down, left hand comes to the front. Inhale, modified wild thing. Lift your hips up. Exhale, hold. Remember, we've got options. You might just slide your left knee back for your modified side plank. You might extend the left foot back, full side plank. One final option is to find our tree pose, Vrikshasana variation. Bring your right hand around your right ankle, bring it to your left inner thigh, and then lift it up. Remember, try not to press on the knee joint. So either above or below the knee. I'm shaking. Let's go one more breath. Right hand comes down. Oh, last vinyasa. Flowing back into a child's pose. Hips back towards the heels. We're going to slow things down pretty quickly, but before we do, can you walk yourself back, sit up onto your heels, close down the eyes again, and connect back with the breath. Maybe the palms are facing up in the lap. Feeling open, connected, aware. Open your eyes again. Let's find our way onto our hips. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Extend your feet out long. You might have your knees bent here or the legs a little longer. Inhale as you lift the arms above your head. As we exhale, fold. Directing the breath to the back of the ribs, the back of the chest. And then as you exhale, can you feel the belly button pull upwards? It's going to give you a little bit more space to fold forwards. Let's go 2 more breaths. Start to walk yourself back. We're going to come down onto our elbows. In this position, if you've practiced Matsyasana, fish pose before, this is kind of a similar position here. So elbows are underneath the shoulders. What you want to think about is lifting up through the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back, and if you can, point your toes. You might keep the chin tucked in. If it feels comfortable, you could drop the head back. So just a little bit of a back bend here. Still quite active. Let's go 2 more breaths. And then come back down, release the hands by the sides. Great opportunity to pop on something warm before we head down into our back. Okay. Draw the right knee up into the chest. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, let's twist the right knee over to the left. Aiming to keep the right shoulder towards the ground. Maybe even the eye gaze turns down the right arm. Come back through center, we'll swap it out. Left knee pulls up into the chest, the right leg out long. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, dropping the left knee over to the right. Left arm long on the ground. And coming back through center, either keeping the legs long in Savasana, or if you wanted to experience your Savasana in a Baddha, a bound angle pose. We've done a lot of hip opening today, so this might feel nice. Feet together, knees out wide. Close down the eyes if they're not already. Welcome the breath to slow down. Eyelids, eyebrows softening. the lips and the jaw softening. Know that you can change your position at any point over the next couple of minutes. We'll just be here for just a few more minutes in quiet. I'll let you know when it's time to transition out on the other side. If you had longer to stay here, I would so encourage you to take that time. Just let yourself settle in the stillness. If you would like to transition out with me, if your knees are wide, just use your hands, gently pull your knees towards each other. Bring the knees up into the chest, give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. And then maybe rolling through center or one side, we'll come back up into a seat. Closing down the eyes. Maybe feeling a little bit more connected, not only to ourselves, but the world around us. To our own prana, our life force, and the vitality of other beings. Maybe keeping the hands in the lap, bring your hands through heart center, take a deep breath in through the nose, lift up really tall, and a deep breath out, let it go. Thank you so much, everyone, for moving with me today. It was such a pleasure to be here with you on this beautiful beach. I can't wait to move with you again sometime soon. If you wanted some longer classes and just wanted to see some more behind the scenes content, head over to Patreon. There are some beautiful classes over there, and it's a place that we can connect even more. See you next time.